Hi, today I wanted to make a video about 1 year progress on YouTube, and I wanted to share all my lessons. And I genuinely feel like putting yourself out in the world, creating things, is a deeply personal experience, a deeply personal development experience even. So I kind of wanted to make this video to share everything that I've learned along the way. And I only started consistently posting this year. And yeah, so here are all my lessons. So the first point, I want to start with the backwards law by Alan Watts. I have all my notes here, so if I look there, it's because I'm making sure that I say everything that I wanted to say. So the Alan Watts backwards law basically says the more you pursue a positive experience like happiness, wealth, or control, the more elusive it becomes. Conversely, embracing negative feelings or letting go of the desire for these goals paradoxically brings them to fruition. This concept is derived from Wu Wei. So Wu Wei stresses action in harmony with the flow of life versus going against it. So if I apply it to my channel, I can say that with this one, this is actually my second channel, I have to say, but with this one, I posted for a long time knowing that even if I don't have any results, I will be fine, because I just knew in me that things take time, and this time I just really wanted to try to be very independent from results and just be more focused on what I put into my channel. I know that ideally, of course, I want to grow my channel, but I also kind of made peace with the first months and maybe even years of it not having any results. And I feel like by me not pursuing something that kind of went against the flow of where I was helped me to keep on going. Yeah, I kind of was more in a non-resistant state. So that mindset of like working with life. But what does working with life mean? Working with life for me means that just like not fighting what I have in front of me. I wasn't fighting the low views. I was just going with it. And I think this kind of energy helps you bring things to fruition, which is like this paradox that Alan Watts kind of also says: the more you pursue something, the more negative the experience becomes, versus when you just embracing the negative feelings and even the negative results and more letting go kind of helps you bring things into fruition. What I also changed is that I started to draw more. I was engaging in a practice that intrinsically gave me joy, and I feel like I lost that connection to myself, or this like confidence in myself to intrinsically being able to produce joy in me. But then when I reconnected to childhood hobbies such as drawing, it kind of gave me a new confidence in myself. I knew whatever is going to happen, regardless of outside, I can always pick up my pen, pick up my watercolors, and make something that brings me joy. And that, I think, kind of shifted my energy. So having, I think, something intrinsically fulfilling and not coming from a place of lack really helped me with my journey. So if you have any hobbies that is not tied to external numbers and not tied to external validation. The next point is consistency. The reason for that is every week when you post, you increase your surface for luck to hit you. Every time that you post on YouTube, you will increase the chances of the people finding you who really connect to you. If you want something to grow, you have to be consistent, which goes with another thing: you have to be willing to sacrifice for consistency. Because when things are easy, it's of course easy to be consistent, but it is the moments where things are tough to be consistent. It's those moments that you show the universe, the world, how much you really are committed to that project that you set out to do. Every time you show up, it's really you proving your own integrity to yourself, and I think that's really character building. The next point is to look at YouTubers that you naturally feel drawn to and love, and see what they are doing that makes you feel so invested in their videos, and then learning from them. You have to treat it like something as a skill to learn. Try to implement it in your own videos. Let's say that you want to make vlogs. What I would do is I look at vlogs that I naturally get recommended on my For You page, then vlogs that I actually end up watching everything of them, and then I think to myself, oh, what was it about that made me stay, and how can I implement that in my own videos? In the end of the day, there's just certain codes to a good story, and in the end, a vlog is a story, and you can apply the storytelling framework to a vlog as well, and in the end of the day, you will come up with your own style. I think in the beginning it's really, really important to learn the basics and to learn from masters or people who have already gone the way that you want to go. Another thing that I feel like is very important is that whenever you get an idea, make sure that you write it down and make sure that you execute it the quickest you can. There's this quote and it's about success largely depends on the gap between ideation and execution. There was like this one video that I made. I had this idea and then I wrote down the whole video in one sitting, and I think 2 days later I filmed it. And then I uploaded it and it turned out to be my first video that hit like 500 views. Listening to your own ideas is such a spiritual process. You learn to listen to yourself. I genuinely think that we're connected to something higher in a way that we get ideas. I think our main source of joy comes from translating the ideas into the real world. Another thing is that when you start creation, you will encounter your limits. Limits are there for you to see yourself. And if you want to grow, you have to kind of find a way to work around them or with them. It's so easy to abandon a project, but it's much more fulfilling if you stick with the discomfort. So whenever you encounter a limit, for me it was perfectionism. It still is, or it can be bad time management, or it can be bad habits. Know that you need to work on these things to progress. If you don't, it's okay. Maybe then it's for the future. I feel like whenever you encounter limits, try not to abandon the project and try to work with it. And even if it means doing something that you're uncomfortable with, that is already growing because you're doing something out of your comfort zone. And I feel like whenever you don't abandon a project, that's a really big progress, at least for me. Another thing is that if you want to do YouTube, which is content creation, like for real, just see it as a skill that you have to learn. With every skill, you need to learn some fundamentals or some theory. Maybe it could be really good to watch videos on content creation or YouTube. And lastly, this is going to be a bit more cheesy. You got to believe that you have something unique to say and something worthy of sharing. You have to believe in that, because if you don't believe in it, you won't put it out and you won't even give yourself a chance to be heard. Your creations are valuable, if not to anyone, then to yourself, you know, like to your own personal development. But what I truly believe is that we are kind of like snowflakes. So every snowflake is unique and we all come from so different backgrounds, contexts. There will never be another you. And there will never be another person who can make the same impact as you. So if you don't take up your space, there will be a unique shape that is missing in the value that you could give to the world. And I don't want to inflate the egos of ourselves. It's like a paradox. We don't matter in the end of the day, but at the same time we do. I feel like that's the paradox of life forever, that there's just so much duality. There's just so much irony of duality. Anyway, I think that's what I wanted to share about my YouTube journey so far. I will make another update maybe in 6 months of the things that I learned, and I hope that it helps you, if not with YouTube, maybe on another project. And in the end of the day, I'm just here with you learning. Thank you so much for being on my journey here. I never said this in a video, but if I want to become a real YouTuber, anyway, I can't say it. Thank you for being here. And if you want, leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and I see you in the next one. Bye-bye.